Forecaster here at the National Weather Service in Raleigh, here for the routine weekly briefing starting today, Monday, October 27th, running through next Sunday, November 2nd. And we'll jump right into the upcoming weather pattern here. Well, it's not raining currently outside our office at the moment, but that is poised to change. We do have some rain coming in from the southwest currently. It's already raining over portions of the Piedmont and the western and southern Piedmont into the western sandhills. So this is just the start of what's going to be a pretty bleak few days with a lot of rain and chilly conditions and some blustery winds as well. The highest rain chances look like they're going to be this afternoon through early Tuesday morning. Then we're going to get a little bit of a lull for most of Tuesday afternoon into Tuesday night, maybe even extending through Wednesday morning. And then again, we should see another upturn in precipitation chances for Wednesday evening through Wednesday night. So we're just in this pattern where we have multiple upper level low pressure systems coming through and producing a lot of wet air in place, and that is going to give us bouts of rain or perhaps some drizzle at times as well. Our storm total rainfall through Wednesday night looks like it's going to be right around 1 inch to 2 inches across the east. I mean, 1.5 inches to 2.5 inches across the west. So this is an uptick from what we had thought was going to fall a couple days ago. So the trend is definitely a little bit wetter here. And we'll look at this in a little bit, but this is going to be some beneficial rain for a lot of us. So it's not it's tough to have one gloomy day after another, but it may be beneficial in the long run. Highs are going to be pretty chilly. We're looking at high temperatures about 8 to as much as 20 degrees below normal each day through Wednesday. It looks like Tuesday is going to be the coldest day. And then even later in the week, when we start to see an end of the rain, we should still see temperatures 5 to 10 degrees below normal from Thursday on through next weekend. Again, it'll be brisk. Winds will be from the northeast, pretty steady. You're going to pick up today and remain rather stout through midweek. Strongest on Tuesday, where we could see gusts up to 15 to 30 miles an hour. And then looking later in the period, isolated frost is possible west sections on Friday night. Okay, we're looking at the accumulated precipitation forecast for the next 5 days, and the crux of the rain again is going to fall from this afternoon through early Tuesday. And then again, looking at another shot at some pretty good steady rain late Wednesday through Wednesday night, perhaps into Thursday morning. Our 5-day total you see there in the bottom right. Again, we've got 2 to perhaps 2.5 inches across our far western fringe, and closer to 1 inch to 2 inches there in the east storm totals. So pretty rainy period here. Here's our excessive rainfall outlook. You can see the third panel there. That's for Wednesday. Looking at a marginal chance of some excessive rainfall there. There's no significant threat for excessive rainfall, flash flooding in the next few days, but we could see some periods of some pretty steady downpours in that triad region that could lead to some minor urban flooding. So something to be on the lookout for, just more urban flooding in that area. Here's a map of the maximum wind gusts, and this is valid from this morning through Thursday morning. Strongest gusts again will be Tuesday. We've got frequent gusts of 20 to 30 miles an hour expected, and we could see isolated amounts of 30 to 35 mile an hour gusts as well in this area. So something to be on the lookout for if you've got some holiday decorations or maybe a tent up for something. Those could go be toppled or go airborne if you're not careful. So it's something to be on the lookout for. Some of those loose outdoor objects might start getting tossed around in these winds as they start picking up today. Stay strong through at least Wednesday. Looking at the severe thunderstorm potential, there is none, which is good. We could see a little lightning strike in the far southwest, but not looking for anything widespread. And this should mostly be a stratiform rainfall event with a very, very low to near zero chance of any lightning to speak of. And looking at the tropics, we don't have any threat to us into the eastern part of the country of the United States, the CONUS anyway. But we are keeping an eye on that, what is now a major hurricane, Melissa. It is a category 5 as of this morning. Latest update has winds of 165 miles an hour. So it is a very strong storm, and it is ready to make a devastating blow to Jamaica over the next 24 to 36 hours, and then continue, start to accelerate northeast across the eastern portions of Cuba and the Bahamas. Again, should say well offshore. It may impact Bermuda as we get later in the week, but not in effect for us. Could produce some rip currents along our southeast coast, so something to be on the lookout for there. But definitely a concern for those who have interest in the Caribbean there. And so here's the drought update, and this is from last week. So this hasn't been updated. It'll be updated again on Thursday. But I just wanted to point out that we do have an ongoing abnormally dry to drought conditions, even pushing severe drought there in our eastern sections. So this rain that's coming in should be beneficial for us. So that might help ameliorate some of the drought conditions that are out there now. So hopefully we can see an improvement once we get into the middle part of the week in these drought conditions. Okay, looking ahead to the 8 to 14 day temperature and rainfall outlook, it looks like below normal temperatures are favored. We have a pretty good shot of maintaining those below normal temperatures into next week. Slightly below normal precipitation, so this rainy pattern that we're in here the next few days should abate by perhaps Thursday, more likely Friday. We could have some lingering rain on Thursday, but looking like Friday into the weekend is poised to be mostly dry. So a downturn in the rainfall chances there, but with the continued cool temperatures likely. And here is our experimental graphical hazardous weather outlook, and just see a few smatterings of some yellow there indicating some slight or limited risk. Again, the winds are going to be pretty stout over the next couple of days. We have that little bit of marginal chance of excessive rainfall in the triad on Wednesday, and that potential for some frost a little bit in the western sections of our area Friday night. But otherwise, not a whole lot of very hazardous weather, which is good news. So let's wrap it up with our summary and expected impacts. Again, rainy, chilly, blustery through midweek. So not a great time to be outdoors unless you really like these conditions. Very mid to late fall feeling. Our highs are going to be well below normal, up to 15 to 20 degrees below normal, the coolest tomorrow. In the triangle here, we may struggle to reach 50. In the triad, 40s for highs are a good bet. And you can kind of see that on that table there in the bottom right. You can see some of the temperatures there. The high temperatures Tuesday, Burlington, 49 degrees, 48, 50 degrees in Chapel Hill. So there's a lot of 40s there in the triad. Very small change between tonight's overnight lows and tomorrow's highs, and even Tuesday night's lows. Everything's going to be kind of within a few degrees of each other. So unusually frigid conditions here for this early and mid part of this week. Again, storm total rainfall looks like it's closer to an inch and a half from the far east, and trending toward more like an 1.5 inches to 2 inches, 2.5 inches across the west. And you could see some isolated higher totals. There are a few computer models that are showing closer to 3 inches, but that's not going to be the most likely solution. But we could get some pretty decent rainfall when all is said and done with this. Again, our highs, we're going to be below to much below normal through the week. So stay bundled up. You have kids at the bus stop, make sure they're bundled up, have an umbrella, raincoat. And brisk winds from the northeast will make it even chillier. We could have some gusts up to 15 to 30 miles an hour, again, strongest on Tuesday, but we're going to maintain these blustery conditions from later today on through much of Wednesday. As far as hazards and impacts, again, minor urban flooding possible in the Triad region, mainly through tonight and again Wednesday night, and that patchy frost, which is possible in the western sections Friday night. So that's all I have, and thanks for listening, and we'll see you again for our next briefing on Thursday. Take care and have a great week.